I'm here to tell you about the awesome chin mount that we made for the Fox Proframe mountain bike helmet. What we have done is we have created a line of helmet-specific chin mounts for a wide variety of different helmets. You can see this one here is a Nex ADV helmet, and this is very different from this one, which is a very small, low-profile mountain bike helmet mount. So we have like 70 or 80 of these in our store right now. But basically what we've done is we've created a mount that mounts up specifically to the individual helmet. So the mounting surface is customized to that. And the distance from the helmet to the mounting forks is specifically set so that you can get the right tip back angle that's parallel with the top of the eye port. Gives you a parallel view of the terrain that you're riding over so that you can get that best possible point of view. The other cool thing that we've done, so we've always made these original mounts that allow you to mount the camera or a light independently of each other. But then what we did just recently is we've made a light mount, which allows you to mount a camera and a light at the same time. So it's got this little additional lobe that allows you to put a light on and the camera at the same time, so that way you can do night riding and you can film it and you can still get that best possible point of view and really great lighting. But before I jump into that fully, I want to talk about the material that we make these out of. So this is a hard rubberized material that is impact resistant. It really won't break. You can beat on these things. Like, we've run these things over with trucks, we've smashed them with hammers, we've smashed them with bricks, and we've used them a lot. We've crashed with them, and they continue to run. Like, they're impact resistant to a point where you would be in serious pain if you broke one of our mounts and didn't break your neck. So we use 3M mounting tape on the back of these just to keep it in place and keep it secure. But then we also reinforce that with our mountain bike helmets with these zip ties. So they loop through the chin vent here, and I've connected them underneath, but you can also connect them up here if you want to keep these sharp edges in a different place, or you could just, I don't know, you could sand these off or something. But in any case, there's 3 notched out spots on the bottom on the inside here. Those keep the zip ties securely in place, so that way they don't move around and they're evenly spaced, and they keep even tension on the mount just to keep it in place. And then with this helmet, what I did is I moved it, I kind of like wrapped it around this point here to keep it from sliding backwards, even with the zip ties on and the tape. I wanted just to make sure that it would wrap around and just keep it from going anywhere. So it's really secure. I don't think you ever have to worry about it moving or falling off, even if you were to crash. Like, this thing is pretty much as secure as it can get. All right, so you can see it here with the camera and the light mounted up. Obviously, you've got plenty of tip back angle. Took advantage of this inset here on the chin vent to kind of keep the camera set back as far as possible and keep it up and out of the way. I like to run the light parallel with where the camera's looking. It also happens to be where your eyes are looking. But this light is fully adjustable, so you can turn it basically straight down, or you can point it straight up. Get the full range of adjustability there. Other than that, a couple of cool features about this mount is that we put the screw in from the opposite direction of most GoPro accessories. And the reason that we did that is because the battery door is on this side when you're not running the media mod. And you can open the side door like this to replace batteries on the fly. But what happens when the screw goes through this direction is that the end of the screw head gets in the way of the clasp that holds the battery door shut and makes it hard to get the batteries changed. So what we did is we swapped the direction of that so you can easily access the batteries. With the media mod, it also works as well. You've got this cutout on the underside where they intended for the screw to go, but with our mount, they also put the electronics on the side, so this side is quite a bit thicker than this side, and it makes it hard to get your finger on the end of the screw head. But with ours, since they don't have all the electronics on this side, You can easily get a finger on the screw head and tighten it down. It just makes it easier both with and without the media mod. The reason that we like to mount them to the chin bar of the helmet is it gives you the lowest possible view of the terrain that you're riding over. The lower the camera is to the ground, the better perspective that you're going to have on that terrain, right? As opposed to it being mounted on top of the helmet where it's looking down on the terrain, it's going to make it look more flat. Whereas mounting it lower while still having it attached to your head makes it feel like what you're actually seeing while you're riding the bike. It also gives you great audio pickup because it is right in front of your mouth. So if you're using like media mod and these microphones, you can get really good audio while you're riding.
Because it's not a light bike. Motor and battery are pretty heavy. So you're going like 2 miles an hour, the bike's pushing itself. So I'm not pushing it up hills.
And it's also more protected as opposed to it being mounted on the side of the helmet or on the top of the helmet. If you're riding and a branch catches you on the head, it could swipe your GoPro off altogether or just tip the camera back and give you a recording of the sky, which everybody loves. In this case, it's protected, it's up, it's out of the way, and it's somewhere where you can see it so that way you don't have to worry about it getting knocked. The camera angle or something like that. You can know that the camera's still there. The same features also apply to the light. If you're night riding and say you're going through a corner and you want to be able to see where that corner goes, right? You want to be able to see into the corner. You can see it because that's the light is going to shine where you're looking, and it's going to fill in all the dark spots on the trail, as opposed to having a light mounted to your bike, which is basically parallel with the horizon, and it shines across the trail rather than down onto the trail. So that way it doesn't, like the light on the bike is going to leave shadows on the trail where behind all of the high-rise points. Whereas when you're looking down on the terrain, it's going to fill in all those dark spots and allow you to see everything that's on the trail as opposed to just kind of like scattering little pieces here and there. So it is really nice for both the camera and the light to have it mounted on your chin. Real quick, I'm going to swap this one out for the original mount just so you guys can see how to mount that. But taking this off, of course, you're going to have to cut the zip ties. And then, generally speaking, I just like to press on it from the bottom and it'll pop off. So before I mount this on the helmet real quick, I just wanted to mention that the 3M mounting tape that we use on these, we do glue to the mount using Gorilla Clear Grip glue. And that sits between the tape and the mount to keep it more secured to the mount. So if you're going to replace this, we do sell replacement tape on our website if you want to pull it off your helmet for some reason and replace it. We do sell the tape pre-cut out on our website. You can check that out, but you'll want to use that clear grip glue as well. So when you go to mount one of these, the thing that I like to do is just hold it up to the helmet just to figure out where it's supposed to go. These are specifically designed for the individual helmet, so it's important to kind of know where it was intended to go because the little micro details do matter in this case. So just hold it up. In this case, it goes right here on the chin bar. Then we're going to supply you with some alcohol cleaning pads. So just clean up the surface where you want to mount it before you stick it on. It just cleans off the dirt and any maybe finger oils or something that could be on there. And then you're going to peel off the backing and you can stick it on here where you know it's supposed to go, right about there. And the tape will hold it in place. But then you'll want to use the zip ties. So like I was mentioning earlier, you can put them so that they orient anywhere basically around, but you loop them through the chin bar here and then cinch down the zip tie. You really only need one, but with my particular design style, I like to overkill everything that I do. So I put 3 on here. So if you're like me and you just want to feel extra secure, you can use all 3 of them. There are these 3 cutout notches, like I mentioned before, that hold the zip ties evenly spaced. So I would put them through each of those. And if you are using all 3 of them, you want to get even tension. The inner lining of the helmet is sort of a foam-like dense foam material. So if you get one tighter than the others, it'll loosen the others up, which is kind of annoying, but you'll want to have an even tightness on all 3 of them. You'll kind of compress the foam, which gives it sort of an additional even tension, and then trim off the ends. And there you go. So here you can see the original light mount mounted up. And there again, it gives you the same tip back angle, and you can mount the light independent from the camera. You can't run them both at the same time with this light, but you can run either of them if you want to. So that pretty much sums up all of the features and the benefits of our mounts. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about is the box, what you're going to get when you buy one of our mounts. First off, you're going to get a mount, right? Whether it's the light mount or the original mount, just depends on which one you choose off of our website. You're going to get a screw. You're going to get a couple of different stickers. So you're going to get a Wannabe sticker. We have a podcast, and this is our Wannabe's Mobcast, and this is where we interview a bunch of really cool people in the sport, mostly motorcycles like hard enduro, and people like Graham Jarvis and Cody Webb. These people have come on our podcast, so you won't want to miss that. We have really cool episodes, so check that out. And we have this sticker, which was designed by Kel's daughter, who is the co-founder of the company. She designed this, and so we made a sticker out of it and included it in our product box. You're going to get a couple of alcohol cleaning pads. And lastly, this is not included with the mount, but we do sell a 90-degree adapter that allows you to put the camera 90 degrees. So if you're shooting for Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts or whatever, the camera will automatically switch the aspect ratio so that it's native to the phone as you're holding it in portrait mode. If you want to get all of the pixels in that shot and you don't want to spend time editing the frame, you can tilt your camera sideways and get the full aspect ratio or all the pixels within it. The last thing we include is our warranty card. This has mounting instructions, and it also has our warranty. We have a full lifetime warranty, so if you ever break it or have issues with it in any way, we'll replace it for free, no questions asked. And we also have a QR code to our product's website or product page on our website, and that allows you to get helpful information about these if you need it. Check these out on our website. I'll put a link to this in the description below if you want to buy one of these. You can also check out footage of these being used on our Instagram page, which we'll put a link to in the description as well. We'll put a link to our podcast if you want to follow that. It's on iTunes and Spotify and Google Podcasts and all the rest. So if you want to subscribe to that, check it out. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you like the content that we're putting out, and like this video. Thanks.